Arizona Diamondbacks. Let's go back to Chase Field. Dave Roberts right now with Kirsten and the media.
Dave, just when you look at this win today and kind of how you guys were able to pull it together, how would you describe just this one?
I think tonight was, what lot going on, a lot to unpack. A lot of grit, fight, from both teams. And, those guys, gave us all we could handle. We had no one else left behind Evan tonight. And, just contributions from everyone. And, Gavin gave us everything he had, and he was tapped out. And then Honeywell comes up from the minors, and we just got him back. And, so he gave us all he had for 2 innings. And then you go to Ben Casperius, who makes his major league debut, in the 8th inning in a packed house and in a pennant race. And so, he rose to the occasion and found a way to get his first major league win. And, then Evan, going 3 out of 4 and, knowing no one's behind him. And then also offensive, we just had a lot of big hits.
You guys, I know Tommy Edman was someone of interest for a long time, but when you sign him and you get to go for the trade, did you kind of envision just moments like this in which he could come in the clutch for this team?
We did. He's a baseball player, high acumen, high IQ. There's bat to ball. Doesn't punch much, and he's a switch hitter. And so you just figure that even with Martinez, with stuff like that, he's going to give himself a chance to put the ball in play. And, got a split kind of low bottom of the zone and was able to get it out there for a knock and a big hit.
You talked about that first inning, just obviously considering how it started and obviously to give it up before you guys even recording out in the bottom.
Yeah, it was, you're on a high, you feel good, and 3 homers in a row, and then you go back and don't make a couple plays in the field, and Gavin wasn't sharp early, and you give up the lead. And then so at that point in time, Gavin just got a bow his neck, which he did. And again, it's just the fight of the guys to give up the lead and to not quit and to keep fighting, knowing what we had available in the pen, that we're going to need to score runs tonight, and that's just what they did.
So you're talking about, being in a tight race can make a team better. Have these last 2 nights kind of epitomized that, where you just have to find ways to pull out these games even when things go sideways? Yeah,
absolutely. The game, you got to play 27 outs on both sides of the baseball, both innings. And, it's bringing out the best in us. I think that there's certainly things on the micro that we got to clean up, some defense. There's a base running play in there, but, overall, the way we're competing and we're winning pitches, the compete, that's fun to watch.
7th and 8th inning, you let opportunities get away. Were you starting to have that dark nightmares about extra innings?
Yes, I was. It's one of those things where it's just, I wasn't concerned about the coverage until the 9th, but, at some point you just got to have your chips all in. And, if it was a tied game or, Ben was going to continue to go out there. So I felt, we could prolong the game, extend it. But there's a point, contemplating, should he take the 9th, because you have no one behind Evan. So, you have to, bet and believe in your players, and Evan did a great job.
When you talk about Stone being tapped out, is that because I don't think he's gone over 90 pitches this month? Is it the pitch count or just kind of the way that game played out and the intensity?
I think a combo of everything. I think that, it's his first season, kind of the workload that he's had this year, physically and mentally. And, his stuff today wasn't as crisp as it has been. Then you layer in the stressful innings, the pitch count. I wanted to give those guys a different look. And so I don't think he had anything left in the tank tonight.
Dave, if you zoom out a little, do you see any parallels with how this game and this series really is kind of parallel with the NL West race as a whole?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a lot of familiarity. So there's no kind of awe factor from any of these teams that we play in our division. so that we know each other's tendencies, and it's just a brawl. It really is. All these teams that we play within the division, it's an all out brawl. You can see Torrey managing it like a postseason game in the sense of leverage guys in a down game and, matching up as best they can. So, it was kind of indicative certainly of a division race playoff, environment.
Dave Roberts, the gambling man tonight, Nomar there in Phoenix. He talked about going all in, pushed all of his chips in there, going with Evan Phillips, knowing that Evan Phillips was his last pitcher. So if Evan Phillips, by some chance, gave up a couple of runs in the ninth inning and we went to extras, who knows who's going to be pitching beyond that, but it all worked out.
Yeah, because you can't bring in Kike because there has to be a certain score before you bring in Kike to go in there. But, I understand what he says. You got to trust your players to get the job done. Evan Phillips was able to do that, and that is huge. So I understand there in the ninth. Obviously, he did say if it was still tied, Kasparis would have stayed in there. But at the same time, though, too, getting up to that, I didn't really see Gavin Stone struggling as much as he thought. I mean, he didn't give up a hit after those first four batters. He gave up one hit, and that was the home run, but actually did an excellent job settling in. It seemed like he was able to find himself in 84 pitches. And I know we're talking about workload and all that stuff, but we were also talking about how far do you go? Do you just not do that, or nobody gets built up? But I think that also set up the fact that you really don't have anybody at the back end where that's your last one that you got to depend on. But nonetheless, they were able to pull it off. I think the offense did a tremendous job coming back in this game. It was a back and forth game. It did feel like the playoff game, like he mentioned. But overall, I think it was just a good win the way they battled.
Yeah, 100%. I think that, they did an incredible job. And Evan Phillips having a 2-run lead there made it a little more comfortable for Doc to be able to put his chips into this situation right here and go all in with Evan Phillips, knowing that he probably didn't have much help behind, if anybody, ready to help there. But 2-run lead with Evan Phillips, I feel very comfortable with that. And, he was able to get through it with 10 pitches, just attack the strike zone, and the D-backs hitter, they were also facing the bottom of the lineup, which helped.
Maybe they tell Evan Phillips, you're off tomorrow. Say, Evan, you're off tomorrow.
Yeah. Somehow the Dodgers found a way to win the first two games of this series. Shohei Ohtani led off the game with his 44th home runs, back-to-back wins for the Dodgers in the desert to start this 4-game series against the Diamondbacks. And it's back-to-back really wild games that we've seen at Chase Field. A historic start for the Dodgers in this game because they started the game with home runs by Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, and then Freddie Freeman. Arizona answers with 4 in the first, and it was seesawing back and forth. 6-6 game. Ben Kasparius, Major League debut, works a 1-2-3 and he gets a Major League win in his debut. And then Tommy Edman has first Dodger moment.
A lot going on there, John.
I could have kept going. There's a lot to unpack from this game.
There really is. When you look at, they jump out ahead early on. That was great to see. And then Gavin Stone just maybe struggled in that first inning. But I'll tell you what, you got to give a lot of credit to Gavin Stone because he settled down after that first inning and only allowed 1 run after that for 4 more innings, which is really surprising. He came out after that with only 84 pitches. So that's kind of a head scratcher when you know that you don't have many people in your bullpen. Nonetheless, he did a tremendous job. Honeywell did the job. Kasparius did the job as well. And the Dodger offense, up and down the line, I love every spot in the lineup, ended up getting a base hit.
Yep.
Yeah, just an incredible job again from the offense, but it all started with the back-to-back way to start the game there with Ohtani, Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman. What a way to get the game going right there, putting pressure on the D-backs and Merrill Kelly, and they never looked back. They continued to put pressure on offense. Gavin Stone did give up a few runs in the first inning, but then he settled in nicely, and the bullpen did a great job. It was an incredible game, way to tie the series, at least with this W, and looking for a series win tomorrow.
All right, and Tommy Edman has not been a Dodger for very long, but boy, he had a huge impact tonight. That 2-out, 2-strike, 2-run single to break the tie in the ninth inning. Right now, he's standing by with Kirsten Watson.
Tommy, your go-ahead single there late in the game. The game was on the line. What were you looking for when you're facing a pitcher who's high velocity, pitching 103 miles per hour?
Yeah, that guy's nasty. I was just trying to put something in play, to be honest. Our guys did a good job early getting on base and, just trying to give us a chance.
You came in a situation, 2 outs, 2 strikes. Your team has been fantastic in the situations. But what is your mindset in that moment?
Yeah, just battling. These guys have some really good pitchers, and just trying to outcompete them. Put something in play there. And we did a really good job of that throughout the series so far.
You've been with this team for a month now, but you've only been active for a handful of weeks. When you think about just coming in the clutch, how special was that for you in that moment?
It was fun, really fun. I've seen these guys have some huge hits in just a couple weeks I've been here. A lot of big home runs, so I'm just happy to be part of it. it.
It's your first taste of Dodgers Diamondbacks, this rivalry that's been coming, the intensity of it. How would you describe what this series has been like so far?
Yeah, it's been intense. Every game's been a battle so far. Great crowds here, and you can kind of feel the intensity from the outside, and now being on the inside, it's that much cooler.
You've seen the reaction we saw from you on the field from your teammates. How would you describe just how it was being able to share this moment with them?
Yeah, just so excited. It was an amazing feeling out there, and just happy we got the win.
Congratulations on this one tonight, Tommy.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It was Tommy Edman. He came off the bench in this game. He didn't start. It was Kevin Kiermaier to start in center, but Edman comes into the game, and he made a big impact all night long. He made a diving catch there in center field, Adrian, a couple of hits, stole a base, and, of course, he had the 2-run single there in the ninth.
Huge impact. Great night offensively. The first hit that from the right side was a big hit to get the team going there, and then the big two RBI knock there to put in my head 8-6. That was a huge at bat against a very tough pitcher, and a very tough pitch, a great split from the pitcher there. He's able to stay through it and be able to put it right in between the second baseman and the right fielder. Just a great approach. And that's what professional hitters do right now. They stay on pitches like that, and they're able to find the way to come through in the big moments. And like you said, John, that diving play in center field was huge as well.
Yeah, I mean, when he came in, and then you look in the 8th inning, he led off with the single, and then he gets a stolen base, so he gets himself into scoring position. The only thing, he gets thrown out at third because that pitcher made a nice play on that one. There, he was thinking he was going to be moved over, but nonetheless, still made an impact there, made the impact on defense, and that was a huge clutch hit, especially when a guy's throwing over 100 miles an hour. You're looking for that fastball, and then you get that split finger at 91 down, and you're still able to keep the barrel on the ball. Really impressive.
Well, for anyone out there who was late watching this game and they missed the first inning, Nomar, they missed